this epidemic we have of childhood disorders, especially ADHD is perhaps the most obvious of them, can really be considered to be localized school disorders. I mean, the Diagnostic and Statistical Manual description of ADHD lists behaviors that are pretty clearly school behaviors. Doesn't sit in seat, speaks out of turn, and so on and so forth. These are things that get you a diagnosis of ADHD. These are things that don't show up because they're not regarded as problems until the child begins school. So my argument is school is an abnormal environment for children. Human beings are extraordinarily plastic, extraordinarily adaptable. Most children, more or less, they don't adapt well, but they more or less adapt to the school situation. But not everybody does. I mean, there's a normal distribution of personalities, and hardly anybody adapts well to it. But some are the fit between their personality and the school requirements is so great that they really can't. They really are big disturbances in that environment. And so, what are you going to do? In the past, we had somewhat more flexible ways of dealing with this. First of all, it was acceptable to drop out of school. There were vocational schools where people could train for a trade, and this was not regarded as a lesser direction than training to be a scholar. But now we expect everybody to be a scholar, regardless of their personality, and a scholar in a very narrow definition of the term scholar. And people who don't adapt to that, who don't fit that, regardless of their age, are often given a diagnosis and encouraged, if not required, in a few places required, to take these very powerful drugs that have unknown effects on the development of the brain. So it's a very serious situation.